Right now?
Right now.
You didn't count me down.
I waved at you.
That's fine, I guess.
Yeah, I forgot.
Welcome. It's okay. Usually you count me down.
I do usually.
Usually give me... What if I wasn't paying attention?
All right, guys, let's start over.
All right, let's just cut the podcast.
Cut. This is this week's
All
episode.
right, take
cut.
2, everybody. All right, everybody get back in position. Hey, Stuart, I want my coffee.
Yeah, we have a lame little coffee boy.
Yeah, that's really all he does.
I thought you said I was the executive assistant.
Yeah, that means executive coffee boy, Stuart.
Right. God, Stuart.
Fucking Stuart.
I mean, honestly, poor Stuart, but God, Stuart.
It's like that one episode of that podcast that you sent me. How bad would you feel if you were the human boy and you were getting replaced by a rodent named Stuart who drives a Bentley?
Oh. Right.
Yeah.
Just a rat driving a Bentley around the orphanage. Like, oh, you guys can't talk to your parents? That's weird. Because I can. Oh, my God.
You guys have been here for years and you haven't been adopted yet? That's weird. Because I was.
It was pretty easy, actually. I started off at a pet store.
Why did that noise come?
Yeah, that was a high-pitched one. I saw your disdain for the noise you made as you were making it, but you couldn't stop. You couldn't stop making it. You made a noise. You're like, oh, God, what's happening to me right now? Make it stop, please.
Please, for the love of God.
Oh, well, welcome, everybody, to the That's You podcast.
Welcome back.
I am your host, and this is my other host, who's not a co-host, who is just equally...
We are co-hosts together.
That's right. No.
Okay.
You are a host.
Okay.
You are a host.
Okay.
I am a host. We together are...
We host the hose.
Our hostess. Yeah. Blew your mind with
Debbie.
that one. We're a bunch of little Debbies. We're going to be your little Debbies for the night. I said my name. I'm Jordan. This is Bree.
Hello.
My beautiful girlfriend.
If this is the first you're hearing of us.
It's because we're bad at introductions. Should we shout out the maker of the beat again?
Yes, of course. But before we do that, I don't usually sound like this. I'm actively losing my voice.
Yeah.
So I don't often squeal like a prepubescent boy, but on this day I do.
It's because she spent the whole day yelling at me.
Yeah.
Don't even deny it. Yeah, that's what it was. It wasn't that.
Who was that?
It wasn't that.
No.
All right. Landon Kiefer, the maker of the beater.
Oh my God, last time I spelled his name wrong.
Oh my God, yeah, you left
just
out
let
the
me
first.
roll
I
with
mean,
it?
I thought that you were. So when I spell my last name, so I just go R-E-Y sometimes. Carey, C-A-R-E-Y. I usually just go R-E-Y because the confusion is usually like R-R-E-Y or R-Y, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, it's Carey, R-E-Y.
Okay.
Yeah. So I thought that you were just...
How many people do you think have put your name in a system just as R-E-Y?
As Ray?
Yeah.
Well, I say my name's Carey.
So?
Maybe they do K-A-R-E-Y.
Nobody does that.
Yeah, nobody does that.
Anyways, Landon Kiefer, it's got an L in it.
Yeah.
If you saw last episode, it has an L.
It starts with an L. Landon starts with an L.
In case you didn't know.
That's right.
It's not Andon. Shout out Landon. Shout out Brandon.
Ooh.
Shout out my mama.
Good rhyme.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
You welcome. Shout out everybody watching.
Yeah. Listening.
Mostly
listening. If you're watching, please stop watching my house.
We will get a restraining order.
I will find out where you're looking at me from.
I will find you. And I will kill you. All right. So in today's episode, what are we doing, babe?
Oh, me?
What are we doing? You usually tell everybody what we're doing.
I know I do. I thought that you were about to take the reins. I was like, go on, girl. Go on, hostess. Go on, little Debbie. Get him, little Debbie.
I don't got no fucking braids.
Does she have braids? Does Little Debbie have braids? I know she has pigtails.
I
Are they braided?
Oh God.
Let us know in the comments.
Hold on, I'm gonna
we
Google
gotta
it.
Google it. All right, while you're doing that, I'll explain what we're
You
doing.
explain what we're doing.
We are once again scouring the Reddit for good old stories. We're not doing Am I the Asshole this time, though. We are going to do
It was very popular, though.
It was very popular. You guys seem to respond to that a lot. Very titillating conversations we had.
Oh my God, Little Debbie.
Uh-oh.
Did we go through another wormhole?
I think that we did.
Really? What differences have you noticed?
Apparently, the first Harry Potter is not the Sorcerer's Stone.
That's not a wormhole, babe. It's just the
It's
difference between the U.S. and England.
It's the Philosopher's Stone.
No, it's the difference between the U.S. and the England version.
Yeah, I crossed the ocean, and I also crossed the wormhole.
Yeah, no.
What if that's what the wormhole is?
There's always been two versions. One's only accessible in America, and one's accessible in the U.K.
Got it.
One
Okay.
is ours is the Sorcerer's Stone. and
That's what
theirs-
I've always known it as.
Yeah, and theirs is the Philosopher's Stone.
But lately, whenever I see it online, it's like, oh, the Philosopher's Stone. I'm like, what is happening?
You follow a lot of UKians.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, Little Debbie has short curly hair.
Short curly
It's
hair.
like
Let
it's
me
like
see.
it's like not even chin length.
Oh, that's right. No, this is right. This is correct.
I
thought
think
she
I
had
might have been
pigtails.
picturing.
Big Deborah.
I might have been picturing Wendy
Oh, that's
in-
fair.
instead of
That
Little
might,
Debbie.
yeah, they may have been what I was doing as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, today we're taking
Anywho's
relationship advice
no,
from
we're not
Reddit.
taking relationship advice.
Oh, we're not?
giving relationship advice.
Oh, even better.
to Reddit.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because I'm not good at receiving it.
No, 100%. I will call you a liar and storm out.
It makes me feel attacked. You know, makes
you
me
are
feel-
being attacked.
makes me feel
Anybody
like
who says I'm not great.
violent. It brings out the worst in me when you try to bring out the best in me.
Also, Brandon that we keep mentioning
Mhm.
had said that we should do a little skit. What is it?
A skit,
Segment.
a segment,
A
yes.
little segment in the beginning of all of our podcasts. And he thought Florida Man, what's Florida Man doing today? He thought
Mhm.
that was a good idea. But let us know in the comments, what segment would you like us
I thought
to
you
say?
had a Florida Man planned,
Mm.
but you're just like, yeah, well,
All the
we'll
one-
see.
I Googled them today. All the ones for today I don't like. And I'm not
Mhm.
going to say. They're so brutal and awful and bad. They all involve dogs and death.
That is Florida Man for you.
No. I expect
Are you
like
telling
sexually.
me no?
Yes. I expect sexually assaulting alligators. I don't expect point blanking a dog.
I feel like we could just come on here and make up our own Florida Man does, and people would be like, God damn, Florida Man.
Yeah, frankly.
We could just say whatever we want.
So, hold on. Let me pull it back up.
Okay.
There might.
It's kind of the beauty of Florida Man.
Frankly. So, okay, there's one for December 6th that's not that bad.
Okay.
Half-naked Florida man, high on meth, breaks into home, grabs resident's carpet cleaner. That's it.
All right.
I don't know if he escaped
That's
with
pretty
the carpet
tame.
cleaner.
That just sounds like a headline. It doesn't sound like
That is just the headline.
the story.
Yo, right, because I didn't prepare one for today because it
Okay.
was gross.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll leave it there, and maybe we'll come back
We'll
and pick it
find
back
one
up.
for next week if y'all like that idea.
Yeah. I mean, even if you don't like that idea, I feel like I'm just going to start making up Florida Man stories.
We could do 2 truths and a lie with Florida man.
2 truths and a Florida Man.
2 tooths for the Florida man.
Did you know that the toothbrush was actually invented in Florida? Because if it was made anywhere else, they would have called it a teeth brusher, not a toothbrush.
Okay.
One time I saw a Florida man. He got off a bus, right? And I could tell he was a Florida man because of his Hawaiian pattern shirt and his jean shorts.
Naturally.
When he got off the bus, he was trying to feed it a carrot, and like
The bus?
yes, and his brother was next to it, just petting the bus. They thought it was a horse.
Challenge.
Okay, I don't care.
Is this a real story you're telling me right now? I can never
could
tell.
Be. It could be.
Okay.
Florida man, baby.
Okay. So have you ever looked up like what Florida man did on your birthday?
I'm looked up what is Florida man doing for my birthday because I don't like surprises, especially the surprise of a meth head.
Right.
Go on.
Well, I looked mine up, and July 6th, the year that I was born also, I'm not going to tell you, you weirdos. Don't ask. Don't ask. I see you creeping closer to the mic. Stop.
1945.
Don't. Florida man on my birthday, he put a paper bag over his head and got completely nude and tried to rob a convenience store with his dick out.
Well, if he was completely nude, his dick was most certainly out.
I don't know.
Completely nude, but cupped dick in hand.
Just swanging everywhere. Give me all your money. For anyone that can't see, which is everybody except for us,
Yep.
I gyrated.
Quite profusely.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't call it profuse. I'd call it profound. I profoundly gyrated.
The colleges have been studying your gyration for years, and they will be for years to come. Would you like to get us started off, baby, with the relationship advice?
Sure.
Sick.
All right. So this one... Hold on, let me...
Right here is my...
Pretty boy Reddit. Hey!
Hey.
Okay, let me just find it. Hold on. Here we are. Hold on. I know I have 3. Okay, here we go. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm just going to give you the title first.
All right.
'Cause
That's how books are read.
my 33 female boyfriend, 37 male, spat in my face during an argument. How do I get past this?
Mm-hmm.
I already have a thing. You do not. You leave.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these are gonna be like that, but I
Right.
tried to not have everything where it's just like get out of there, sis, or
Right.
bro.
This was the first one that I saw, and I was flabbergasted.
Good word.
Thank you. Like,
Your
genuinely.
guest or flapper.
Okay, you could literally take a dump on my shoe.
We're gonna throw off the podcast real quick, guys. We gotta do something real quick.
You could literally take a dump on my shoe.
I will.
And I wouldn't be as mad as if you spit in my face.
Really?
Really,
Mid
really,
argument. If I was just
really.
like, hold still, you bitch, or
Really,
something
really.
like that. And it was just like, I'm gonna shit on your shoe.
Oh, it's game on.
Yeah.
Like, all bets are off. It's gonna get domestic in here.
Up in here.
I feel like it's the highest form of disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Anyways, here is the story. My 33 female boyfriend, 37 male, and I had been together for about a year. He works in the city, but spends weekends at his apartment in another city and occasionally works from home, so we don't fully live together. Recently, he shaved his head at my place and clogged my sink. He cleaned... I know, a clogged sink. He cleaned up most of it, but didn't remove everything, so I had to use a strong dissolver to fix it. Later, I brought it up calmly and suggested using a sink blocker next time, which I'm going to call BS. Okay? I'm going to call BS just based on the way that the rest of the conversation goes. I don't think she brought it up to him calmly. It's just going to be my guess.
You can be calm and like aggressive at the same time.
Yeah, it's called
Like, hey,
passive aggressive, folks.
Yeah, right. There you go. That's the
Yeah.
word.
But, maybe she's telling the truth, but that's just my guess.
Let's just take her word for it, face value.
Okay, we'll take her word for it. She was calm, babe. I don't know why you're sitting here judging her right now.
I just don't trust women.
He became defensive, claiming my brother, and in parentheses, who's been temporarily staying with me for 5 weeks and is leaving in a week, was partially to blame because he saw a strand of my brother's hair in the bathroom. That motherfucker. I told him that one strand of hair from my brother can't compare to him shaving his head and not fully cleaning up. Suddenly, he flipped. He accused me of always taking my family's side, pushed my head, and told me to leave the bathroom. When I refused, he spat in my face. I was so shocked that I spat back.
Yeah.
Frankly. And then he called me a bitch. He angrily pushed me again, demanding I leave the bathroom, but I told him it's my apartment and I will stay wherever I want, so he left. Shortly after, he texted to apologize, saying it was a mistake. This isn't the first time he called me a bitch, even though I've told him it's not okay. I usually avoid confrontation, but we have been arguing a lot lately. I even suggested therapy to help with our communication skills, but he's not open to it. I'm honestly struggling to understand how things escalated so quickly and why his reaction was so extreme, because we weren't even shouting at each other. It's because he takes pleasure in hitting women. If you've been together for only a year at this point, he's already willing to spit in your face and push you.
Assault you, yeah.
Right. And not only push you, he didn't even just push you once. He shoved her head, and then he shoved her, and then he pushed her again.
Right.
That's what it is,
What
frankly.
was the request for the advice? Was it like, should I stay? Should I go? What was it?
How do I get past this?
How do you get past it?
Mm-hmm.
You basically just have to get rid of your dignity and self-respect if you want to get past it.
Yep.
Yeah. You're welcome, caller.
I feel like this is only going to escalate. So
for sure.
You also, frankly, have to be okay with domestic abuse.
Right.
Because it's definitely going to get worse from here if he's already willing to spit in your face. That's not like, it's not just like he pushed her and then was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I will never do it again. You know how it usually starts out. It's usually just like a push or like a pinch or whatever.
Did she mention that this was not the first time?
It's not the first time that he's called her a bitch.
Oh, that's what it was.
Right, but this is, I assume that this is the first time he's become physically aggressive.
Her. Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to, based on the fact that it's the first time and he already spit in your face, I'm going to say it's going to escalate quite quickly.
Sure.
And that, like this one.
The more you forgive, the more he'll,
Right. Try to test your boundaries, see what he can and can't get away with.
Right.
But, yeah. This one I genuinely feel like you can't get past. I feel like he'd be knocked out on the floor if somebody ever spit in my face. Like that, I don't play with that. You could call me a bitch all you want.
Shit on your shoes.
You can shit on my shoes while my feet is still in them. Spit in my face though, I will profusely throw up and then it's game on.
Yeah, that's rough.
Hands. Catching all these hands.
That's a rough sell. That's a hard sell for anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. He doesn't respect her is all.
Yeah, but if you want to get past it, just, drop all self-respect and dignity and whatever else you might use to motivate yourself in a positive fashion.
Frankly, you could try to have a conversation with him, but if he was not up for hearing it the first time, he's not going to be up for hearing it the second time.
Right.
Or the third time. Or the fourth time.
Or however many times you're willing to let it go.
Frankly.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
I don't play with that junk. You get a 9mm up in you.
9mm up inside you.
Get a fucking 9. You get assaulted by a 9mm. You know what I got? I got them fucking self-defense rounds. Not, you heard?
Them
They
sploders.
They explode on impact.
They explode.
Yer.
We all saw it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to read mine.
Yeah, go ahead. So give a summary of your judgment.
Oh, I did. I said just drop all your self-respect and
right.
If you want to work it out. But there's also programs for people like you if you do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We agree.
Cool.
All right, moving on.
My sister, 25 female, betrayed me, 25 female, for a man, 30 male, who goes home to another woman, 29 female. I was really hurt, so I confronted her and blocked her.
Hold on. Can you say that again without the ages, please? That confused the shit out of me.
Sure. Just knock these ages out of the way.
Yeah.
Her sister is 25. She is also 25.
Okay.
They are twins.
Okay.
The man, 30.
Okay.
Okay. And his wife, or his other woman,
Okay.
is 29.
Okay.
All right. My sister
But who
betrayed
goes
me.
home to who?
The 30-year-old goes home to the 29-year-old.
The other woman.
The other woman.
Okay.
Not really the other woman. You'll see.
Oh, okay. No spoilers.
My sister betrayed me for a man who goes home to another woman. I was really hurt, so I confronted her and blocked her. I'm unsure how to talk to her in person about how she made me feel because I know she isn't going to take any accountability. Any advice? And do you want me to just not do the ages anymore?
Yeah, that's fine, because I
Okay.
got the ages.
Okay. I have a twin, Kai. For some background, I've always supported her through thick and thin, no matter what the reason. I help to pay her rent now. To cut to the chase, we met Jake, who's the 30-year-old man, in March 2023. Jake was cool at first. We all hung out mutually, where he told us about himself and his happy relationship with his girlfriend. They put happy in parentheses.
Love that for her.
Quotation marks, my bad. With his girlfriend, Layla, in May 2023. I was going through a tough time with my current boyfriend, and Jake wanted to help cheer me up. However, he tried to make advances at me, and I told him that we'll only be friends. When I told Kai, she was furious. I didn't want to ruin the friendship, silly me, because I knew she valued his friendship. So I told her that it was cool and that I set a boundary so it wouldn't happen again. She still confronted him, and we stopped talking to him until August. Then we all became friends again, and everything was fine. Fast forward to September 2024, Kai got into a relationship that also ended in September that she kept ruining from bad advice given to her by Jake. It had gotten to the point where I told her that Jake isn't the person to give advice, since he had made it clear that he is interested in her and isn't happy at home with Layla, who was the 29-year-old. I told her that this was a red flag and she needed to set a boundary for the friendship, since they hung out more at this point. In October, I noticed that I was getting added to group calls with Kai and Jake less. I found it odd, but I didn't ask any questions. By mid-November, I started noticing that I was no longer called when Jake called Kai. When Jake called Kai, she would immediately hang up. When I asked Kai about it, she would say things like, I honestly forgot you guys can hang out sometimes. We have a younger sister, Jen, 19, who calls me, and I finally confided in her last Sunday that I think it's odd that I'm being excluded from Kai and Jake's calls, as I'm not sure where the disconnect is. Jen breaks down and confesses to being told by Kai that Jake set a boundary against me being on calls with them, because apparently I lied about him coming on to me last year and doesn't want my bad energy. Apparently Kai brought it back up and just took his word for it so she could sleep with him.
Gross.
I was hurt. I've never lied about something like that, and for her to believe someone who she's barely known over her own twin blew me away. Also, she could sleep with someone who goes home to another woman. I confronted her via text about her actions hurting me and blocked her. My father says I'm wrong to block, and saying that my twin believed Jake more because she said that Jake was more supportive in one situation. I apparently wasn't there for her when I was. I don't believe that was enough to overlook every other time I've supported her and would never would have taken someone else's word over hers. Kai is angry at me for blocking her and said that it was childish for Jen to tell me anything. This makes me reconsider helping her pay for rent and set new boundaries. How do I get past this feeling of hurt, and how do I tell her how I feel in person?
First off, gross. Second off, gross.
I mean, he going for both the twins.
Frankly.
And the girl at home.
Yeah, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
At least he only has to remember 2 birthdays.
I think Jake, I don't know. I feel like Jake is getting a little greedy with it. You know, that's not cool to do to
No, Frank.
sister, and lie on her sister, and then
I think this, like, but also, the other sister should have believed her sister.
oh yeah,
Straight up was like, you lied.
We'll call her Rye. It'll be Kai and Rye. Like
Did
the
she not
breed.
say her sister's name?
She said her sister's name was Kai. She did not say what her name was. We're gonna call her Rye.
Oh.
So Rye bread. You are in a situation with your sister where she is now beginning to value other things over you, which I can imagine is very hard for a twin, you know,
Frankly.
especially, you know, you consider that they're living together and you're paying her rent.
That also.
Mm-hmm.
That's also yucky.
Yeah.
And how can that sister, like, go fraternize with this boy knowing that this boy is intermingling with another woman
Yep.
currently at the moment?
Yeah. They apparently have been dating for a long time.
Yucky.
And when they had first met, he was like, "Oh, I'm happy in my relationship," which was kind of like, you know, it's kind of like a tactic that guys like that will use to make girls kind of drop their guard. Because if you are approached by a man, you meet a man for the first time, and he's like, "Oh, I'm like not doing well in my relationship," your thought is like, "Oh, he's telling me that because he wants to like be with me
Right.
instead." Versus like if a guy comes up to you and is like, "Hey, I'm in a good relationship," they're like, "Oh, good, I can just like be myself and like really like have fun
Right.
with this person," you know.
Yeah. What was her question? How do you get past that?
I don't think it was how do I get past this hurt feeling, and how do I tell her how I feel in person? I guess all of this is being done over text, which is weird because I guess they're not living together. She's just paying her rent.
Yeah.
Or helping pay her rent, rather. You know. How would you tell a sibling who is believed a man that has, one, come on to you, two, has got another girl, and three, has lied to you or lied to your sibling about the sequence of events between you?
I mean, I would probably try to set up a in-person conversation.
That's what she wants to do.
Okay, I would try that. I don't think you're going to get past the hurt feelings without talking to her.
Yeah.
I don't think that's possible. You're still going to be hurt whether it's now or like a month from now. And then just be like, "Look, dog, he is willing to cheat on the girlfriend that he has right now with you. So why is it so absolutely unbelievable
That he would also
come on to me?" That which he did, and how absolutely absurd of you to not trust me, the person you've known since literal birth. We shared a room.
we shared a room and a womb.
Frankly.
Probably. That's what I would do with my twins. I'd stick them in the same room.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Same room for life. Bunk beds till you're 30. Yeah, no, I would be like, you're the worst. How could you?
Yeah.
And see what happens from there, because you can't really... people do real weird things when it comes to boys. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe she knows that Jake is lying and just doesn't give a shit because she just wants some dick.
And that's what I'm saying. People do real weird things for boys.
Do you think that she loves Jake, or is she just like, I don't give a fuck, I just want this dick?
If I'm being so for real, I feel like girls think anything is love.
Really?
I really do. I think that girls...
You don't think some girls are capable of disassociating and just being like, I just need some dick tonight?
Probably some girls, but I think more often than not, girls are more likely to be like, wow.
Yeah.
He wears the same socks on both feet. No mismatched socks. I'm in love. So I feel like she might think that she's in love with him. Are those the same socks on the...
sure are.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I would go crazy if my socks were mismatched.
I think she might think she's in love with him, maybe. But she's wrong. She's
the way
wrong.
that it sounds to me is not an issue of like she loves him. It really genuinely feels like she's just like,
Thirsty.
listen, like, yeah, I don't give a fuck what you tell me. Like, I just want some dick. And
I hope this man is at least cute.
he must be.
Chances are he's not.
He must have something. He must have something going on.
Chances are he's not.
Okay. Well, he's got a girl at home, and he's got the
100%.
one half of a set of twins.
You know how many ugly cheaters I've seen?
I said something. There must be something. It doesn't
Right.
necessarily need to be looks, per se. He could be, like, charismatic or wealthy.
Yeah,
Something along those lines.
could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems like a whole whack-ass situation if you ask me.
It is a pretty whack-ass situation.
Yeah.
And you are asking. All right, you want to do your next one?
Sure.
Go ahead, baby.
All right. Let me pull it up here. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
No, like, Okay. I, 28 male, am still hung up on wondering whether I was cheated on or not by my 28 female wife. Would you consider this cheating?
How old is sorry, folks. How old is the man again?
They are the same age,
Okay.
28. Back when I was 19 and wife 20, she dumped me in a nightclub of all places and told me to get going.
I'm sorry,
Go
one more
on,
time?
get.
What?
Back when I was 19
Mhm.
and my wife was 20,
Okay.
she dumped me in a nightclub of all places
Oh,
and told me to get going.
gotcha.
He doesn't put any like punctuation.
Oh,
He put
fun.
He put the comma after get going.
It's like a period, right?
Frankly. So I did. ...
Ooh, punctuations.
Tried winning her back and it didn't work. So a few weeks pass and she gets back in contact with me. Oh my gosh, he's using only commas. I don't see. Oh my god.
The world's largest run-on
Now that I'm
sentence.
reading this back, I see not one period besides the end of the paragraph.
In the ...
In the ... That was good enough for the whole paragraph.
Right. I've used enough periods for this essay.
A few weeks pass, and she gets back in contact with me. We go on a date. It seemed we were going to get back together, and she said she was thinking of getting back together too. Things were looking up. We spent hours together that day, and it seemed great. I went home happy. That night, she stayed out and went out clubbing and slept with another guy. This really hurt, as I thought things were on the mend. She called me over to apologize, etc., and I just didn't know what to think because it felt like cheating. Like, we were going to get back together, but then she just goes and fucks another dude. I tried to make it work, and she said she wanted to be with me and that she was sorry, etc. So we got back together. And then, LOL, like she dumped me again the next day. So I was angry now and cut her out of my life completely. A month later, she somehow gets in contact with me despite me blocking all her numbers and socials.
Mm-hmm.
And she begs to meet up. We did and have been together ever since. Things are rough these days, and this still plays on my mind. I know I should be over it. It's been like 8 years, but I still get angry when I think about it. Still feels like I was cheated on. I still feel like she never really loved me and that I'm just convenient, especially now we have 2 kids. I want to leave, but we've just bought a house with a swimming pool and a tennis court. We run a successful business together and things on the outside look amazing, but I'm really not happy in my relationship.
Mm.
And I think he said it right there at the end. You're not happy.
Yeah.
So I don't really think it matters if you were cheated on or not. You're not happy. You just said it.
Well, he's not happy because his wife cheated on him.
Right. So you think she did cheat? You think that qualifies as cheating?
I mean, I wouldn't tolerate it. I don't really care what you would call it. I wouldn't tolerate it.
Right.
You know, it's the whole like, oh, we were on a break kind of thing. Like,
Were Rachel and Ross on a break?
Exactly. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's still disrespectful.
Yeah.
Especially because you were talking to this man about being like getting back together.
Right.
And then you fucked another dude and then apologized and then broke up with him literally the next day.
Right.
It's like, that's too much for me.
That's showing your intention, you know.
Right.
You're not fully committed to actually being together. And now they're in this, you know, long-term relationship. Did it mention that they were married? Did it say wife?
Yeah, they are married now, and they've been together for 8 years.
For 8 years, right.
Since they got back together.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, especially, like, as a guy, like, that's going to eat away at you. Because, like, that's one of the things that's super, like, loyalty is valued more by men than by women.
Hey.
Because, you know, like, the best example that I can come up with is that, you know, women will line up, wrap around the building to try to have a chance with sleeping with a pop star like Usher or, you know, whoever have you, like the most prominent.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Women do that.
I was just making a joke.
And then like Rihanna, like people first. Well, let me put the back to the females. They want to like be with them, like a relationship, like marry. Like I want to be Mrs. Justin Bieber type shit. You know.
I feel like loyalty comes more easily to women than it does to men, so they don't even really think about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
no, they know.
I feel this loyal to this person, so then they must.
But
and I think that's why so many people stay so long after they've been cheated on.
Specifically in this celebrity situation, they know that like this celebrity is gonna be going out, you know,
right,
popping off, and
they just want that title. Is that what you're saying? Okay,
right.
Okay.
They care more about the status than they care about the loyalty. The loyalty is like second.
Okay.
But with guys, like if what's like a Sexy Red or something like that.
A who?
You know, like a pop star that's like famous for being a thought.
Oh, okay. Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion, right?
Cool.
Guys may be like, "Oh, I'm trying to tap that,"
right?
But like a majority of men that like will be loyal to you as well, or loyal to Meg Thee Stallion as well, like aren't going to be like, yeah, it's cool that you're out here acting like a thought.
Are we gonna get hate for saying Megan Thee Stallion is a thought?
I mean,
she shakes her butt on stage.
I don't think she would care about being called a thought. I think
she's not listening.
And she's not listening. More importantly, Meg Thee Stallion is not listening.
How do you know? She could be our top listener.
Oh, not anymore. She's not.
Not
anymore. You're not.
Not anymore. You not. Found her.
Found me.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do feel like I am trying to like see it from what you're saying and like give it a broader outlook, a broader spectrum, if you will.
Paint a wider stroke.
Yeah, I'm trying to be more open-minded with it because like that is not particularly. That doesn't fit to me particularly, but okay. I can see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't relate to what you said.
Yeah.
But I can see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it was cheating, but she definitely did you dirty.
Yeah.
Straight
it doesn't
up.
need to be cheating for you to feel like you were wrong.
Right. Because you were, straight up.
Right. And
she was dragging you along as a plan B, straight up. Whoa.
There's a song, I don't know who it was by, but it's essentially, it's called The Bones. I think her name's Marin or something like that. It's a country
I do.
song.
Oh, I don't listen to country.
Okay, it's a good country song. It's called The Bones, and it's essentially just like, if the bones are good, then the rest doesn't matter, is essentially what,
I think you showed me that song before.
Yeah, and like the bones in this relationship are built on sand.
Falsities.
Yeah. Yeah, like your...
Bugs.
Mm-hmm.
You've got beetles in you bones.
Your foundation is not strong.
Right.
And, when you don't have a strong foundation, even if it is your intention as the man to stay loyal, and that if that is eating you away in your head, what happens when another woman is coming around treating you like a king or whatever, and you're getting drunk, and one thing leads to another, and now you're fucked because you're committing adultery.
Right.
And
because you are married now.
And now, because you're married now,
right.
and you're losing half your business, which you already only own half.
Right.
At which point she'll have 75%. At which point you'll have 25%. At which point you can be bought out, whether you want to or not. It's you've really kind of like painted yourself into a corner in this situation. I'm not saying like that's going to happen, but the potential for you as a successful businessman running into a beautiful woman who like wants to be your partner.
Right.
And, it could just be something as simple as like you confess this story of yours on Reddit.
Would you looky there?
Or something like that. It doesn't, not necessarily Reddit,
right.
but you know what I mean, Jelly Bean. You confess this story, and then she's like, oh, he's telling me this because he wants me to like come in there, scoop him up, even if that's not really your intention. You're just venting. You're
gonna get those people that are like,
corner.
I can treat you so much better.
Right. And how many times can you, when you have a wife, you guys are gonna fight and argue. That's just part of it.
But this happened before she was your wife.
Right, but I'm talking about like current right now.
Right.
Like what happens when the stars align, you and your wife are in this huge fight. You're trying to like get out, and you whatever, turn to alcohol, whatever it is, and you just happen to meet this person who's being extra super kind to you. You're not putting yourself in the best position for success by marrying a person who is already shown that she's willing to have sex with other people. Right. While you guys are at least even like figuring it out. If you're just in that talking stage, and maybe she's like, oh well, I didn't know if you were committed. It's like, well, now I don't know if you're committed.
Right. She knew. That's why she felt comfortable doing it.
Right.
That's my opinion.
That's also a very good point. Is
she knew he'd stick around to be a plan B.
Yeah, if she knows that you're wrapped around her finger, she'll do whatever she wants to.
Right. So let me ask you a follow-up question just based on your response to this question.
Okay.
So you had said, like, what happens if you're in a big argument, and then you go to the bar, and you get drunk, and one thing leads to another. How do I phrase this question? So I want you to like elaborate more on that specific part of the thing, because even if you're in an argument, do you think alcohol would like lead you to cheat on your wife?
I feel like being eaten away at by what's essentially infidelity in your relationship. If you're being eaten away at it for 8 years, that could lead to anything. Right. It doesn't even necessarily need to be alcohol included. But
the intentions had to be there to begin with.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
Right. I'm saying
I was confused about that point.
This like perfect storm of bad things happening could lead to you making like this one mistake that completely fucks your life up.
Right.
And it's just best to not even, step into the storm, the proverbial storm of getting with someone who doesn't respect you enough to not have sex with somebody on a one night stand when you were talking about getting back together.
Right. I don't know. So, see, here's the thing is like, I don't know how much I like agree with that, like, the perfect storm type of thing. Like, I get that there's a thing like eating away at him and blah, 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 blah. But I feel like, I don't know, the whole like, you could like fuck your whole life up and like you could go out and like cheat on her because of a perfect storm of events. That's weird.
I'm not saying that I could. I'm saying that it's a possibility.
I think this is another conversation because I just really don't like, we've talked about this before. I don't grasp the concept of cheating I don't grasp it at all.
Right.
It's not there in my brain. So when you're like, well, this could lead to this and then this could happen, I was like, could it though?
How many things have to happen to a man who's unhappy in a relationship before they break and either cheat or leave? It doesn't sound like he's going to leave because they have children and a business and all this stuff together. It's more likely that he would cheat.
But why? Like, if you were going to cheat, why not just leave?
Because he would lose his children, his business.
The consequences of cheating are greater.
Not if you don't get caught.
If she could, they always get caught.
That's not true.
Really?
That's not true.
You don't think the truth always comes out?
It doesn't. Not always. No.
Really?
Not really. Not always. 100%. You think 100% of times that people cheat, they get caught?
Yeah.
100%. So it's the anomaly. It's not. I promise you, there are times in people's lives where they get cheated.
But see, here's the thing, though.
Go ahead.
I think that the cheater always gets caught, not on their first offense of the thing, but it's human nature to be like, I got away with this thing one time, let me keep doing it. And I think that's what leads them to 100% all the time being discovered. Not on every offense, but eventually being discovered as a cheater.
I don't know. I don't think that it's the anomaly. I don't think that it's 100%.
They could get away with it 5 or 6 times before they finally slip up, get complacent, what have you.
Right.
Before they finally get caught. But I really do feel like...
What happens if a man is just like using like a sex website or something like that? Like a what's it called? Like prostitution. What if he's doing that? Then like the odds of him getting caught are like so low.
How?
Because
set me up a scenario.
This scenario, this guy right here.
Okay.
And he is like, I just want to be, in something where I can feel happy, and he thinks he can do that with prostitutes.
So prostitution is obviously a expense. You have to pay for that. And if they are sharing a business, then and they're married, chances are they have a joint bank account.
Right, but you can have a separate bank account from your joint bank account. You don't have to put everything in that joint.
Sure.
Yeah.
So my first scenario would be she notices that money is going missing. Say he does have a separate bank account. They own a business together. What is he going to say he's out doing?
Chances are, if you have both a tennis court and a pool, your spouse isn't going to notice, like, I really don't know how much a prostitute is. So I'm going to just say like,
I'm going to say a couple hundred.
I'm going to say $200.
Well, let's say he gets the lowest package, $200.
Let's say $200. He's not fucking her. He's just like going out and like emotionally dumping on this.
That's an escort.
Right.
They are much cheaper.
Okay. Let's say he's doing that. Like, if you have all this money, chances are you guys have like an accountant, or you have your own accountant, or you have like, a joint bank account, sure, but you could have your own bank account on the side where you are funneling money into it through the means of like how, rich people funnel money into charity so they
Sure.
can essentially like give each other tax-free money,
Right.
that kind of thing. So I'm saying it's possible. It's not, obviously it's not good, and I'm not like advocating for that kind of thing.
Right.
I'm saying that it's possible, and he has painted himself into a corner, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. We got spiraled down
Yeah, we sure did.
a rabbit hole because I don't understand the whole cheating thing. I don't get it. No matter what, like anything that you have like will ever do to me, that would never be a possibility for me.
Yeah.
It's not just that it would make me feel guilty for doing you dirty like that. I'm doing myself dirty like that.
Yeah.
It brings me to a low that I do not ever want to reach in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Just leave. That's my biggest advice. If, I don't care if you want security, go find you. There's a whole group of people that are totally down and dandy for you to be in a multiple person relationship.
Yeah.
Go marry one of those people and go out on the weekends and bring other people home. I don't get it.
Sometimes it's like a sexual fantasy.
Right. And there are people that will role play that with you.
Right. But, some people aren't like, I want to role play. They're like, I want to do that shit for real.
Yeah, sure. What if they made cheating punishable by law?
It is.
If you're married.
If you're married,
Yeah. Cheating on a girlfriend is not punishable by law.
No.
But compare it to something that is worse than cheating. And it's like, I want to do it anyway. Yeah, well, jail. Straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Right.
Jail time for you.
And I understand that people do that shit, even the illegal shit, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. It just doesn't make sense. Is it the thrill of the thing? Is that what you're getting at? Is cheating like if they just want to do it anyway? Like, doesn't matter who they're with. They don't want to role play. They actually want to do the thing. Is it like what's the appeal?
It's like a kink.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's not my thing.
I don't know. That's just that. I don't get it.
It exists.
Yeah, it does. That's silly. If you want.
Do we even have time for another one? I feel like
how long is your next one?
we've been bowling.
Sorry, we've got 8 minutes left.
Okay.
Do you want to just ramble about the things we've heard?
About
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like we only did like 2.
We did only do 2.
I didn't even get
No,
to
wait,
do
we
a
did-
good one.
We did. What did we do?
I want to do this last one.
Okay, quick.
Okay, because
Quickly.
I
The rice.
quickly, the rice. Because
Sorry, I rambled. I'm sorry.
You're good. All right, on to the next plate. My boss, 31 female, and I, 32 male, have shared an intimate moment, and it's like it never happened, but still shows interest. I don't understand. Does she want more?
I understand what they're saying. It's like
Yes.
they treat it like it never happened, but she's
Right.
still hinting.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
For context, my boss and I have been coworkers for over a year. When I started my job, I was in a relationship that was dying slowly, so about 2 months of working there, my boss wanted to know a little bit more about me because we shared very similar interests. As we have talked a good bit due to the nature of my job. After talking more and more over the next few months, she opened up about her marriage to me and how she wasn't happy with it. At the same time, I was on the verge of breaking up with my girlfriend. I confided to my boss at the time that I was going to break my relationship off due to X reasons. She was supportive and gave me many things to consider as to why I should break it off. So I did, but based on my own feelings and troubles, not under any influence of my boss. About 2 months from that point passed by, and my boss became even more close to me, and she was telling me how unhappy she was in her marriage, clearly stating to me how well I respected her and cared about her more than her husband does. But at this point, she kept telling me how good of a friend I had been by being there and listening to her. I was confused at certain points because her eye contact and body language always hinted to me that she wanted more than friendship. There would be times where she would have fights with her husband and she would call me to organize days out. To me, those days out were more like dates. They were us driving to the seaside and doing what couples do. That I don't think that means something physical.
Right.
Okay.
Just,
Yeah.
bonding.
Right. Going out to the seaside, talking, having a
Right.
picnic, holding hands. No, I'm just kidding.
Fucking a little.
Fucking a little sprinkle of fuck. There have been a lot of talks about how our connection has grown to a point where we know each other better than anyone else would. She has stated to me that she has a better connection to me than she has with her husband. She has told me many times that I understand her as a person better than her husband does. She has disclosed many intimate details about her marriage to me, and it always seems in a negative light towards her husband. Fast forward to last week, we had a work staff night out before Christmas time. We talked for a while and had beers. It was a lot of fun. At the end of the night, it was down to both her and me. We left the establishment we were drinking at. It was about midnight, and we walked a short while. It was time to part ways. We hugged, but then she shifted her hands under my shirt to feel my stomach area, and then she proceeded to bury her head in my neck, and we had a slightly awkward pause. Her hand was still on my stomach and chest area under my shirt. We kissed very, very briefly, and then I got in a taxi and dropped her off at home. The whole way there, she held my hand and she thanked me for taking care of her. The next day, she mentioned that she had bruises on her from where I grabbed her, as I was very, very excited about what was happening because I couldn't believe what was happening, and I was slightly drunk as she was too. There was nothing mentioned about it other than brief banter. I got to work and we both were on shift, and it's been direct eye contact and extremely flirtatious behavior, dropping hints about us kissing and having been so excited. What's the best advice for this situation?
Stop it. Get some help.
Get some help.
Stop it. Stop doing that. Why do
Yeah.
people do that? And look, I feel like what the boss is doing is a tactic right now. It's like, my relationship is so bad.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like,
Yeah. She's
yucky.
leading him on. She's like,
she ain't gonna leave her husband for you.
right, exactly.
She is not gonna leave her husband for you.
Mhm.
She is purely a dirty woman.
She's using him
100%.
essentially. Yeah. Right.
Gross.
But I don't think that he minds being used. I don't think he minds.
I don't either.
It doesn't
No.
sound like it. It sounds like he enjoys it.
He's never once, like, not in that at least,
Mhm.
mentioned, getting something more from her.
Right.
He's just been like, she didn't even, like, talk to me about the lovely, lovely time we shared in that
Well,
taxi.
she did. They
Right.
said that they said it was like very brief, but they did talk about it.
Right, and that confused me because didn't the title say, like, she didn't
And we
mention
never,
it.
Yeah, right. And it's like it never happened, but still shows interest, which is kind of conflicting statements.
Yeah, because you just said that she talked to you about it.
Right.
And, like, is hinting at the kiss y'all had.
Right. I mean,
This woman, all
Yeah.
these people must have fucking beer-flavored nipples or some shit.
beer flavor.
Yeah, you never heard that expression.
What does it mean?
Beer-flavored nipples.
Go on, please. Saying it
just-
again
you gotta
doesn't
have 'em.
clarify it.
You gotta have them. It's
Is
like
it
a
a
hot
good-
commodity.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah. It just circles back around to the I don't get it.
Yeah.
Why would you? And, like, I
thi-
get some people don't know that they're not going to be happy with this person
Mm-hmm.
until after they're married. And, like, some people change after marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Leave them. What? I know that it's a hard thing to leave marriage, and people are going to be like, it's not that simple.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're really and truly genuinely not happy, why are you out here spewing all this bullshit to all these
Right.
other people instead of either one, trying to work through the problems in your relationship,
Mm-hmm.
or two, leaving?
Right. What you're describing is the reason why there's something called the friend zone. So girls will have, like, essentially what fuckboys will have in a roster, like, oh, this guy makes me laugh, this guy's a good listener, this guy, knows where to hang out, knows all the people, that
Right.
kind of thing, but I'm not sexually interested in any of them. I'm only sexually interested in this person, and they'll usually make that person their boyfriend or, like, whatever.
Right.
But they'll have, like, this And that's what this guy is. He's essentially like in the pseudo friend zone, you know.
Right, because he is gonna stay there.
Yeah.
She ain't gonna leave.
She probably won't leave her husband.
No.
Yeah.
And I doubt any of the stuff that she's saying about her husband is true.
Well, it might be true, but even if it is, like,
Statistically
who cares?
speaking, it's not.
Really?
Statistically speaking.
How do you mean?
Like, women who are unhappy in their relationships
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes will sit in that relationship
Mm-hmm.
and go through the heartbreak of breaking up with somebody before they actually do it. They will be over that person before they actually do it, and then they dip out, and then
Right.
they go find somebody else. I'm not saying women don't cheat. That's not what I'm saying, because we nasty.
Because this woman cheated.
This woman cheats.
Yeah.
But that's like cases of, boyfriend and girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
9 times out of 10, if it's a married woman and they're like spewing all this, I'm not happy, my husband doesn't do this, and this,
Mm-hmm.
you're basically giving the other person all the information that they need to do to fill those spots for you.
Yeah.
He never gets me flowers. I'm going to go pick up flowers for her.
Right.
And you're going to go out.
Train this person.
Right. You're basically grooming an adult.
Right.
It's gross. Women are manipulative and nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was deep.
So I don't think that the stuff that she's saying about her husband is true.
Yeah. Right.
It's just my opinion.
All right. Thanks for sticking around
That
with
was a
us,
good one.
guys, for the ramblings. Have we exceeded our... It looks like it's red.
It's still going.
Okay. Well...
It stays red. It's still recording.
Oh,
I
facts.
I haven't found the spot that it actually cuts off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to.
Why'd you just cut off right there?
Right?
I haven't found the spot where it cuts off. All right, but we're going to say bye. Is there anything you want to say to the fans?
Hi.
Is there anything you want to say to the haters?
Hi.
Hi, hater.
I hope you step on a Lego tomorrow morning and then you stub your pinky toe.
Ooh.
And then
Mm-hmm.
you have one slice of bread left.
Ooh. And
You
it's
have-
the end slice.
And it's the end slice. And not only that, you drop it on the way to the toaster.
And then when you pull it out of the toaster, you realize, oh, there's mold on this bread.
And then you're like, you know what? I'm just going to cut the mold off.
Right.
And then you go and you butter it. And then you drop it again. But it lands face down on the butter.
Ew, it's got a hair on it. All right.
Very specific.
Peace out, haters.
Peace out, y'all.
And goodbye.
And goodbye.